are back in today. Week 7 of the waiver wire is here. Surely you're at least 3-3 in your league. If not, you better listen up close. If you are, good job. Maybe you're already following the advice. We got a bunch of players to talk about today. Week 6, decent week in my opinion. A lot of our players, Josh Downs, what a guy. We'll talk about him again, but hopefully you're keeping up with all the advice. Please smash the like and subscribe button. We're doing this every week, man, winning you your matchups, right? I hope. So we're going to go through this list from Fantasy Pros, and I'm going to talk about guys that they have that you definitely should add and why, and then guys to stay away from, in my opinion, man. So first up, we got Ty Chandler. The only reason this guy is relevant at all is because Aaron Jones is week to week nursing a hip injury. So he's going to have an increase in snaps played, all right? Now, looking at his game, 14 carries, 30 yards when Aaron Jones was out. Obviously, they just had a bye week. If Aaron Jones is healthy, man, send him to the waivers. Ty Chandler should not be rostered. But without Aaron Jones, he had 14 carries, 30 yards, no touchdowns. We look at his receptions, he had 2 for 9 yards. So obviously not a great fantasy day, but that's the floor. And you might not be excited after, what, 5 points in that game if it's full PPR? Listen, he had a couple really big plays called back on penalties. It was a fluke. I think that definitely without Aaron Jones, he's somebody that could be a borderline flex play, maybe an RB3 type guy. Definitely someone that should be on rosters if Aaron Jones isn't playing. Tyrone Tracy's up next. They got this one right. We had him on the waivers last week. I said, please add him, please. Rostered in 45% of leagues. He is a stud, man. He looks good. Like, he's going to definitely be competing with Devin Singletary for snaps, even when Devin Singletary's back. So we had another week of no Devin Singletary, and man, oh man. So look, week 1, no Devin Singletary. 18 carries, 129 yards, no touchdowns. You can see the efficiency might have went down, but he actually looked really, really good in a different way, maybe even better than this last week. So 2 games, no Devin Singletary. He's getting 17 or 18 carries. That's really, really good. Oh, man. This guy, listen. This guy was a wide receiver converted running back in college. Dude had one reception his first game, but he had 130 receiving yards, 130 rushing yards. That's fine. He obviously was less efficient on the ground game. He did have a touchdown. Not too bad, honestly. Oh, man. 6 receptions. 57 receiving yards. Wow. This guy had the game of his life, and he should be. Man, if you're the Giants, how are you going to throw Devin Singletary back in there? Tyrone Tracy at least has earned the third down role, and I think he could even eat into some more. I think he's a guy that has to be added, and he's a really good bench type stash. Isaac Guerendo, not too excited about this here. Obviously, McCaffrey will be back soon. But Jordan Mason is injured. Jordan Mason, I forget what the exact injury is here. I think it's an AC joint sprain, if I'm correct. Not too sure. Not too exciting, but he is available in 96% of leagues. I wouldn't go ahead and blow the budget on him. Definitely someone that could be wavered, I guess. Braylon Allen should be wavered. Not more exciting than last week. It kind of just is what it is. We'll watch him on Monday Night Football. Kamani Vidal, let's not overreact. This is J.K. Dobbins' backfield. But Kamani Vidal seems to maybe be able to steal the third down role in this Los Angeles Chargers backfield. He did look good, but unless you have a J.K. Dobbins injury, he is a premium stash if Dobbins gets hurt. But Dobbins is on my team, so let's hope to God he isn't. Obviously, Gus Edwards is now on IR, making Vidal kind of that replacement type back, and they are going to run the ball a lot. Jaylen Warren, I'd stay away from. Deontay Foreman, I'd stay away from. But, obviously, Nick Chubb is coming back from injury. If Ford misses a lot of time, and Chubb maybe gets hurt or he has a slow ramp up, then Foreman could see some work. And if you're really low at running back depth, you could add him here. Pretty similar with Sean Tucker. People are definitely going to overreact right here. Sean Tucker, I'm not even going to go look in this game, man. He had 36 fantasy points. Obviously, Rachaad White was out with a foot injury. If Rachaad White misses another week, Bucky Irving is the clear RB1 here. Even if Rachaad, this guy is third up in the running back order in Tampa Bay. He's the RB3. Obviously, he's the RB2 if Rachaad White's out. Maybe it's a 60-40 split between him and Bucky Irving. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I think it was more of a fluke type game, especially with the Buccaneers putting up 50 points, which is not going to be happening every week. Trey Benson should already be rostered. He did have a pretty solid type showing in week number 6, though, I believe, looking at his last game. You can see he is getting some work. 9 carries for 50, 5 carries for 26. Still hasn't been used much as a receiver. But he has shown pretty decent efficiency last 3 games, averaging about 5 yards per carry. Not too shabby. Kind of a premium type stash. eventually, as the season goes on. James Conner's never played a full season, so wouldn't be surprised if some things happen there. Josh Downs. Josh Downs needs to be on teams. He's a flex play. He's at least a flex play. You got to be starting him, I think, with Joe Flacco. Now, with Joe Slacko, a.k.a. Anthony Richardson, who's trash, is he going to have the same volume? Almost definitely not. Is he going to be the number one target? I don't know. But listen, who's that bum? Oh, Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman, the bum that's playing through a back injury, baited me into starting him. Obviously, he got the touchdown. Thanks for that. But besides that, Michael Pittman does not look good. He does not look the same. And that means Josh Downs, wide receiver 1 for the Colts moving forward, I think. I wouldn't be surprised. Pittman said, I'm going on IR if we have nothing to play for. Well, they have something to play for now, but when the Texans keep winning, Pittman's going to IR. Josh Downs needs to be on rosters. Josh Downs, look at this. 10 targets a week, good touchdown reception right here, good receiving yards with Joe Flacco. I'm concerned about Anthony Richardson starting him, but Josh Downs, trade for him. Send him, put all your fab into him. He's really, really solid. Juju Smith-Schuster, not too excited here. Maybe a borderline flex play every single week moving forward. Obviously, he had a blow-up game, one of the best games of his career since 2018. 130 receiving yards. That's only on 8 targets though, and he doesn't get touchdowns. If you look at Juju when he was in his prime, not really touchdown dependent, or doesn't really get those touchdowns. So I'm a little concerned about that borderline flex play. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs. I think, Christian Watson should be on your team, but Romeo Doubs, he's got something to prove, and, he might not have gotten the targets. Obviously, he was suspended after crying like a baby that he wasn't getting the receiving volume. On 3 for 4, 2 touchdowns, 49 yards. He looked good when the ball was thrown his way. I just, too many pieces over in Green Bay. How are you going to choose which one of them to start? Now, the last 2 guys of the video is going to be Xavier Legette, rostered in 19% of leagues, so he is out there. He is available. Under Andy Dalton, he's playing pretty well, and I think it's kind of like a buy low type player right here. He had a touchdown in 2 out of the 3 last weeks. I think he was hurt in this week right here. But you can see, he does have a pretty nice ceiling. He had 10 targets this last, the 2 or 3 games ago, and he had a decent week in week 6 with a touchdown, kind of saved his day. I think it's a rookie with some promise. Go ahead and throw him on your bench. And Jalen Tolbert is last. This guy has a lot of upside, a lot of promise, considering he's in a trash Cowboys team. Looks like they're going to be playing from behind, and when they were playing from behind because their defense sucks, it's time to air the ball out. They have no ground game, and you can see he has been getting some receptions the last couple of weeks, and pretty solid. He has some touchdowns on the year as well, and he's the number 2 receiver with Brandon Cooks having a knee injury. Those are the waiver wire additions you got to go consider and adding for week number 7 to win your matchups. Smash the like and subscribe button. Peace out. Thanks for watching.